Alright, okay, good day, good morning, good afternoon. I hope you guys are having a lovely weekend. So what we're observing here is we're going to observe XRP USDT on our 15-minute distribution cone, and then from there we're going to monitor it into higher level time frames and its other distribution cones. So I have a 6-hour distribution cone and a 24-hour distribution cone. And the general idea being is we always want to be at this orange line. Okay, so now we're going to drop it down or whatever it is. It's the time, and there we are. So we're looking to ideally hit this orange line, which forms at 4876, and the upside target for the thumbnail, which is 4887, before failure, right? So that you can put in a bare div. As you can see, there's wicks. You can put in a clean bare div or something like that. Furthermore, if you start closing candles above this 15-minute this 15 minutes Laplace distribution cone, you will expect some new flashes coming into the book as volatility is decaying on the higher term. So the peak of my bell curve is decaying with some positive drift in the book, just monitored through. So we're going to wait for this guy to flash, then we'll look for our new trend, and then we're going to be hitting maybe a couple 1%, 2 moves up or down through this distribution cone. The general idea being is if you have a new flash below this mean reversion point, expect to come hit the wherever that mean reversion point is sometime in that cone. And furthermore, if it's below or above the new flashes when they come in, you'll know if it's bullish or bearish. So this is where the flash starts, is all the way down here, which is the 13th of October. Okay, cool. So then what I'm going to just quickly do is flick over to XRPBTC just to observe. So this is the 90-minute. What you can see here is we have a mean reversion point at 2538, and we're currently sitting at 2529. This is your daily mean. So expect a failure here or push through here. If you start closing candles above here, forming some more bull divs and getting volatility on your side, let's see if volatility is on the side. Volatility is wanting to sort of this isn't a really good time frame right now, but there is a bull div. Let's go look at like the 6-hour. 6-hour on this guy, given we've had a lot of volatility through, who's holding that? That's got positive drift on it. So there's a lot of sellers. We've had our red drop off over here with some mean reversion. So it looks like it's hanging on here, but there's a mean over here. The general idea being is if you're looking on your 6 hours, we have a weekly reverse wave trend up here. Can be targeted. We're going to have a cross on our weekly mean. And then furthermore, to the downside, you have previous data down here, 2466 for another wick, and then you can save it at reverse wave trend. This is a big range, so we got to observe, and let me throw that onto, so it'll be about double that to the downside. Let me throw this onto a 5-day just to catch what our drift is saying. It looks like we've been able to fold volatility over, and we are looking for expansion and volatility. Okay, so next best print in 2 days and 14 hours is red candle. We have the slower side to the downside. We have this side already positive. So naturally it would want to stay up here, and this one wants to start to mean revert under expansion. Says price goes up, which confirms the outlier event wanting to turn around here and returns decaying even though we're at bit top. So there might be a lot of sideways action coming up for the next couple of weeks if that was to be an observation, if we're going to close in these ranges. Okay, so this is the 24-hour probability cone. Okay, and you can see here we're pretty much getting wicked into all these ranges, and you're looking for candle closes pretty much where everything is. If we throw on a reverse wave trend, we'll be able to get a lot more accuracy to say in our previous observations that this is the mean of this range, right? So there's higher time frames that are wanting to figure out what's going on here. We need to be observant of that and then look for their follow through. Okay, so what am I going to go do? I'm going to go quickly pop up. I'm going to turn off the PB cone because it's not the correct data now, and then I'm going to close this one, close, and then I'm going to start shuffling up. So I'll do from 14-day. I should actually do the 21-day as well, given that we are at the top. But there's a bear div, down, down. What else? Contraction, a little bit of expansion, so sideways here on the super scalpers to say that will it confirm oh wait, there we are, bear div, down, down, flash on the super scalpers. So there is a little bit of sideways action coming in here. Your failure at your mean is at 60 cents. Okay, you close above here, you're gonna run to pretty much 78.74 cents currently. Your general idea being is this is a range for bull div, okay, to form here. As you can see, it's also above previous market structure. What you'll be looking for is when this side of the reverse wave trend comes to the mean, is it up here wanting to cross down, or is it over here wanting to cross down? Because that's two different types of continuation. If it's up here and it's mean reverting and wants to cross down, because you'll have expansion in Shannon Entropy which negates this currently and can push it out to lift it up here, and the bull div the bear div disappears if expansion and volatility kicks up over here. So you're just looking for a red column, and then from there you'll have your expansion and volatility. If this stays green, this little red line, if this stays green, you're going to have a lot more bears selling into it for a longer term period. That adds negative drift, or that is negative drift, and that's why I'd want to trade it. So 7 day, we're going to go also same thing as the 4 day, looking like it wants to do a new trend. Have I switched this one off? No, it should be loading in a minute. Looking for a new trend, has got its bear div over here, has failed its mean, so this is to be observed. What you have here is it's still in its positive trend. We are looking for some expansion here, but if this flashes green, or if this line turns green, then you've moved into negative drift. And negative drift, as we said, sort of bases us down here. That's at 36 cents, but previously on a higher term time frame is around about here, 41 cents. 5 day, guy that I put a lot of weighting on. Hopefully this can load up quite quick. Okay, so we have contraction moving into positive phase. Alright, so I want to actually go hunt the 21 day. Sorry for taking your time, because by now this should have had its follow through, or at least been down here with its candle currently, or in 2 days and 14 hours it will want to be closing down here. So we got to look at what our 21 day is saying, because our 21 day XRP USDT, and a 21 day can be in positive drift mode, and that be why this thing is floating. So we have contraction negatively correlated, so this is sideways, hasn't had its flash yet. The 21 day mean is at 58. You have these guys wanting to sort of come back to their outliers, waiting for a flash to the downside, and you have an outlier that wants to confirm. So if you close here, it's going to be quite easy to confirm this outlier event, right? But given that this volatility has been choppy, we've got to try and figure out what's going to be the next print. Is it wanting to expand? Because if it expands, it's more than likely going to, what's this? That's negative drift, and that's positive drift. So you're going to more than likely want to go look for, of this just general returns indicator, you'll know that the next dildo ain't going to be so big, so it will want to go red. But positive drift can mess this whole equation. Not this equation. This equation looks like it's had its outlier event down here and is looking to mean revert. Okay, positive drift will take it longer for this mean to revert over here. So 5 day. Let's go back to the 5 day. We'll put it on this one. Come on. A little bit of wind blowing. Okay. So 5 day. Come on. Contraction. This is sideways, but that can move into expansion. So the 7 day and the 14 day are looking for expansion, are looking for a trend. This is getting a lot choppy. A very choppy, meaning there's going to be a lot of wicks to try to figure out what's flipping those ranges. So currently the next best phase for this would be to carry on to the mean reversion upside, and it looks like our slow moving PC has caught that as it's moved in, and that's what's just pretty much held this up. It does sort of confirm outlier events, so that's a 3 day. I'm going to be observing our 3 day. I want to put some JMAs up here. Alright, so if your 3 day closes above the next print, if it closes above, let's say, take this half range, 4940, that will confirm these PCs through to mean revert up to, let's just say here, 46, alright, 46,64600. Okay, so 24 hour, we have the 24 hour cone, and we've already looked at it. that's a 6 hour, 24 hour. Mean reverting to the downside, what's that? That's got positive drift on it already. That's the only thing that's really keeping that from mean reverting. My word, come on. Okay, and then we have blue flash that happened here at sort of cross but didn't get through. Mean reversion play happening. So on the 24 hour, your RO will continue through to say that these returns, these down candles aren't going to get bigger than the previous ones. So you're going to mean revert through, and you're going to look for expansion to the upside. Contraction, that's moving into positive correlation on the next print. What's our 12 hour saying? So I think we're going to be finding what our trend is between the 12 hour and let's say the 3 hour. Okay, so we have contraction, was significantly positively correlated, kicked us down, mean reverted, confirmed with that, did have its top, but because we have some levels here, it's slowing the returns to the downside, which starts to form a div, a bull div. Okay, so 6 hour. We have a 6 hour cone, so I'm just gonna drop that. Don't tell me I deleted the 6 hour cone. Oh, this thing just had to flash, didn't it? This thing just had to flash. Let's do this. We had a 6 hour cone. I will have to set it up, it was quite far away. Okay. Come on. There's JMA, mean reversion 4659. We have across here. I have been placing some orders down here with some of these scalps. Haven't been able to hold on to the scalps long enough to get the majority of the move. But we seem to be in the mean reversion phase, so if I know that's the middle, I just trust my lines and I take the trades at the lines. Sometimes a positive drift that's kicking them up takes quite a while to fold over, so you have to do it a few times and just trust your indicators. Know that that's where the liquidity is. That's where you're going to trigger those bots. So the 6 hour, 12 hour is got negative drift. What is our 6 hour got to say for itself? Mean reversion to the downside, decays looking, returns looking to increase, contraction was positively correlated. So here's the catch 22, right? Is this thing, the next best phase for volatility is for it to expand. Alright, and now the problem is if you're bearish, yes, this looks good. You have a mean reversion, you have something that's wanting to break the mean. This thing's wanting to go make a blue flash, more than likely down here for 700. But we have next phase in volatility is expansion, and these suckers, the PCs, are still in positive correlation, and it takes about a whole print of a candle to get them to the mean, and then it will confirm. So the problem is you're gonna look for a pump out of here, right? And when this pump out of here on the 6 hour occurs, because the bottom algo is gonna take it, doesn't matter what it is, you're gonna need a lot of shorts coming in to prevent those natural buy orders on the 6 hour coming through, right? And now that can lift the data above the JMA, and when that happens, you'll see that this thing exits here. This RO will turn green, and these things will turn up, and that will naturally have a div on it and then flick positive. Okay, so that's your catch 22, bears. Is your 6 hour is looking to print and expand, yes, but currently the next best phase is for one candle, it's going to want to go up, and how high it goes up will trigger the other expansions. Okay, so it can pump itself into a dump, can pump itself into a 24-hour negative drift, or something like this. And then that's what caps it. You gotta check when those columns turn green, red, positive, negative, and then you'll know, okay, this has lifted it up into that region. So if you're looking for a short, maybe you can fill higher. Not what I'm advising, that's just, I am looking for a short, because that's how I need to make money. Okay, so we have expansion. And then you see here, for example, on our 3 hour, we'll have this phase coming up. So the next one is more than likely going to have a contraction candle. Okay, volatility is going to go, Shannon over here, entropy is going to go yellow, and it might be stuck in this range, or even better, it might even just be stuck between these two, 4859, and the next JMA will print about here, 4836. So for 3 hours it could be stuck here, but we have a mean reversion, super scalpers. So if the next candle closes above the white, or this white line that you see here, which will be about here, if that candle closes above there, then its next print in the 6 hour will want to print naturally up. What you got to do if you're a bear, you want to make sure that 2 candle closes close below the JMA. Okay, over here, our power mean, and then you can look for a continuation back to your reverse wave trend and maybe want to break out of it. Given we have a mean though, 4915, that could be a better area maybe. And you can get some stuck liquidity up at 590 as well and get trapped in these bandies or in between these two lines, and that can also, if there's enough volatility, can kick it up. But the problem is this volatility is fully expanded, and yes, you might have a contraction phase once, but that's naturally going to kick it sideways. So there's going to be a lot of fighting on the 3 hour, the 90 minute now. So 90 minute, what is our 90 minute saying? Is expansion, contraction on the first initial. So this is telling us we're triggering sideways. Okay, I think that there may be one more blast into this region, maybe down here, 4880. Who knows? But it could start to be trimmed down here. Problem is, if you want to start trimming it down here, you have a bull div that you have to observe. We have hit an outlier. Outliers can be indicated as any one of these lines. Over here, we've had our blue flash come off from our reverse wave trend. So if you want to put a red flash on, you would want to put a red flash on around about here, 4888. Okay, that is saying that we are looking to continue to the downside. 45 minutes mean reverting, has had its blue flashes, contraction. There you go. So we're looking for positive drift now to get us up into 4885, and then we're going to look for lower term time frames to see if that messes anything up. I wish I had the 6 hour cone, but it's alright. I have a 15-minute cone here, which I think will be more relevant. Contraction, negatively correlates, positive drift. Helps push this outlier a little bit further, maybe into 4869. Blue flashes off. Let's see what our 15-minute has to say. And I think it's this one. This is our 15-minute. We haven't had any blue flashes. This is what we started the stream off of on. Okay, there. Throw our reverse wave trend on, switch that off, put that on. Being caught up into this region. Where's that region? Same region at the top here. Its mean reversion on the cone, 4876. Okay, so I'd say there's going to be a lot of wicks, but initially what we're looking to do is we've come through, we've sort of nearly touched this band, and we came with strong power to break above this. For a longer continuation move, I expect another touch at the mean, a trap somewhere in here, and continuation down through this reverse 90 minute over here, and then run itself quite low down into where we have a VRE level, for example, which is down here, which is where we came from. Okay, just so you guys can see, let me turn off all this. There you go. And our observation, I unfortunately deleted the video because I panicked because I was trying to do a live anyway, and I deleted the wrong videos, not the live ones. Okay, so we have daily, which I didn't catch. I didn't have the focus, so I need you to catch this thing until 5 in the morning. But besides that, the observation was 4.5 over here, which was the monthly mean from this month, and then we were looking for a bounce at our monthly mean and a touch at our weekly mean. Okay, currently our daily mean is ironically up here, and when we turn the PB cones on, it's on a line to the upside. Okay, so a failure in this region, I'd more than likely say failure daily VRE when the time comes, will be in practice. If we're failing from here, we'll look for a bounce at 4808. Okay, I hope that's helpful, and you're looking for maybe continuation from this stride down, but then just know that wherever the next daily prints, you're more than likely going to come and fetch that. So if we don't start closing above here, I'll look for previous mean data at 4697, seeing as we didn't touch that one, right? It's the one day that we haven't really touched them. So maybe we want to fold into here, but I'll expect a failure from 15-minute mean, print a new cone to tell me that we're coming into any one of these regions. So I'm waiting for this to finish up in a contraction phase. So that's 30 minutes to about, I'll give it 90 minutes time. So in the new 12-hour print, I want to be observing what's happening here. I get new data, which tells me there's a new trend. And if it's below the orange line, then I know we want to go fetch the previous orange line. And then from there, we can look for longer term market moves, given our 5-day is sideways and all this other nonsense. So we have to be very cautious and make sure we're making the right decisions. But if you have the kahunas, there is a mean here and a monthly mean down here. Alright, and given that we've touched it already and we can set a bull div on it the next time we touch it in 12 hours time, 10 hours time. It's not a bad idea. I hope this was helpful. Sorry that it was long. That's the targets for the day. This region, that region, and previous daily. So we'll go up 1.18. First touches anywhere from 0.8, 1.6, 2.3. Previous daily, 3%. And if we're closing below previous daily, I'll be hunting weekly mean at 7%. That's the downside. Anything major to the upside, you'll be looking for. If you want to set a bull div, you want to be setting a bull div above this region from this cone, so that's 1.96 for a bull div to 4.666. And furthermore, there's a little bit of extra wick and cushion for the push-in. For the guys that don't have 15-minute cone, you'll be looking at that region up here to liquidate longs that panic in this region. Okay, hope that's helpful, and that's usually the targets that I like up here. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day further. Ciao, Bella.